good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and this is your Royal Daily News for June 22nd, 2022. In Oslo, their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene of Monaco, accompanied by their two children, His Serene Highness Hereditary Prince Jacques of Monaco and Her Serene Highness Princess Gabriella of Monaco, arrived in the beautiful Scandinavian city for a one-day official visit. In the afternoon, the princely family attended a luncheon hosted by their Majesties King Harald V and Queen Sonja of Norway at the Bygdø royal estate. Also in attendance were their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Haakon and Crown Princess Mette-Marit of Norway and Her Highness Princess Mette-Louise of Norway. Thereafter, the princely family, accompanied by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Haakon, attended the opening of the exhibition entitled Sailing the Sea of Science, Scientist and Explorer, Prince Albert I and the Early Norwegian Exploration of Svalbard, held at the Fram Museum. The exhibition tells the story of the late Prince Albert I of Monaco and several Norwegian explorers, including Gunnar Isaacson, and one of the first female Arctic explorers, Hanna Rosfeldt Holmensen, and their 4 scientific expeditions around Svalbard and the Arctic archipelago. According to the periodical Polar Record, Prince Albert I, quote, from an early age evinced a strong fascination for the polar regions, but it was only after 1898 that he was able to mount 4 scientific cruises to Svalbard. The first cruise was an oceanographical and zoological reconnaissance aimed at mainly adding to the collections of the Musée Oceanographique de Monaco, of which the construction had just started. In 1899, the focus was on hydrography and topography of the Raudfjorden of the map, which was eventually published. In 1906, meteorology was added to the range of observations and surveys were pursued. The prince also provided support for 2 other expeditions, that of the Norwegian Gunnar Isaacson to the northern Spitsbergen, and that of the Scotsman William Bruce to Prince Karlsfjordland. The Prince's expedition in 1907 was aimed at completing the results from the previous summer. Prince Albert I also lent his support, either financially or through gifts or loans of oceanographic instruments, to numerous Arctic and Antarctic explorers. Finally, he showed a keen interest in environmental protection, especially in Svalbard. End quote. Sailing the Sea of Science, Scientist and Explorer Prince Albert I and the Early Norwegian Exploration of Svalbard is organized in cooperation with the Fram Museum, with cooperation from the Palais Princier de Monaco Archives and the Musée Oceanographique de Monaco and the Prince Albert I Committee. The exhibition will be open to the public from June 23rd until August 31st, 2022. Tomorrow, the princely family will make a private visit to Longyearbyen on the island of Spitsbergen and visit the Svalbard archipelago. The purpose of the princely family's visit is to retrace the steps of Prince Albert II's great-great-grandfather, or great-great-great-grandfather, Prince Albert I, on the 100th anniversary of his death on June 26, 2022. In Copenhagen, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark visited Boss Ladies Project. The Boss Ladies Project aims to motivate more young women to enter and develop their talent within the building and construction industry. The project also aims to break down prejudices and to, quote, expand the idea of what a true woman's work is in order to foster the motivation of young women to develop their talent within the male-dominated building and construction industry, end quote. In Den Haag, Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands attended the annual platform meeting, Moneywise, held at the Theater Diligentia. Her Majesty is Honorary Chairwoman of Moneywise. Today's meeting, held under the theme, You Can Count on Behavior, focused on, quote, scientific behavioral insights to stimulate healthy financial behavior, end quote. In the afternoon, Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, as Honorary President of Mind Us, visited the Nova College. Today's working visit was held in the context of student welfare in secondary education and student welfare in secondary vocational education. According to RVD, during today's visit, Her Majesty met with various stakeholders, including Healthy School coordinators from Nova College and Kennemer College, about how they are committed to the mental health of their students. Healthy School is a program that helps education professionals to make a healthy lifestyle, both physical and mental, a matter of course at a school. Students from Kenmare College and students from Nova College also joined in this conversation. Her Majesty also participated in a co-creation session organized by the Healthy Generation. In London, their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge unveiled the Windrush Monument at Waterloo Station. The monument pays tribute to the thousands of individuals who arrived in the United Kingdom from various Caribbean countries 2 years after World War II aboard the HMT Empire Windrush, which arrived at Tilbury Docks in 1948. The £1 million bronze statue was designed by artist Mr. Basil Watson and depicts a man, woman, and a child standing on top of suitcases. In a statement after the unveiling, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II said that she had hoped that the monument will, quote, inspire present and future generations, end quote. Later in the afternoon in South London, their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge visited the Creative Centre and Youth Programme, Elevate. According to Kensington Palace, Elevate is an innovative youth program that aims to open up the creative and cultural sector to every young person in the borough of Lambeth in, well, you guessed it, South London. Meanwhile, at Westminster Abbey, Her Royal Highness Princess Alexandra, the Honourable Lady Ogilvy, attended a service of thanksgiving to celebrate the lasting legacy of William Cecil, Lord Burleigh. Lord Burleigh has been described as the man who made Elizabethan England work, and Elizabeth I called him her, quote, spirit, end quote. In Madrid, Her Majesty Queen Letizia of Spain, as Honorary President, presided over the Fundación FAD Juventud Board of Trustees meeting held at the headquarters of the Banco de España. Meanwhile, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain presided over the closing ceremony of the 23rd Armed Forces Staff Course held at the Centro Superior de Estudios de la Defensa Nacional. The Centro Superior de Estudios de la Defensa Nacional is the main joint military teaching center of the Spanish Armed Forces. The center is in charge of teaching advanced national defense studies courses, as well as carrying out research, promotion, and dissemination of tasks of defense culture. For the development of its tasks, and especially to teach studies leading to obtaining postgraduate degrees, the CESEDEN establishes collaborations with public universities, defense university centers, and other public and private corporations. The CESEDEN also promotes international cooperation by training officers from allied and friendly countries, both NATO and non-NATO, as general staff officers, providing them with in-depth knowledge of the Spanish Armed Forces. During today's ceremony, His Majesty King Felipe VI presented diplomas to 125 students, among whom were 25 foreign students from 20 different countries. And finally, in Luxembourg, the Royal Highnesses Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg kicked off National Day festivities in Lelingen. Whilst there, they mingled with the locals, ate delicious food, watched a parade, and, well, generally had a fabulous time. Meanwhile, in Esch-sur-Alzette, the Royal Highnesses Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume and Hereditary Grand Duchess Stephanie of Luxembourg began their National Day celebrations with hundreds of locals and government officials. This evening, members of the Grand Ducal family of Luxembourg, including Her Royal Highness Princess Alexandra of Luxembourg, His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Luxembourg, and his son, Prince Gabriel of Nassau, will watch a torchlight procession and fireworks show in Luxembourg City. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Thursday, June 23rd with all the latest royal news. Until then, you can visit me at my website, royalcorrespondent.com, or on Twitter. With that being said, have a wonderful Wednesday evening, everyone, and a great day tomorrow. And again, thank you all for joining me and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.